I like to call Arlington the town tourism turned around. And that's largely due to Mr. Angus Wynn and his associates who dreamed the Six Flags dream and made it a reality, and we'll be forever indebted to them. Our community has not been the same since.
In what way did it turn Arlington around?
It made us stronger economically, to be sure, but believe me, that wasn't the most important thing as I saw it. I saw a town become much more anxious to let its hospitality show, a town where its young people, by working there, learned the advantages of being accommodating, of being considerate. The town came alive. I will tell you in all seriousness that more than a few times in all these years, when I have felt that my burdens were just more than I wanted to bear, I'd leave this office and I'd just go out to Six Flags and sit there and watch the people enjoy themselves, and I couldn't help but feel 1,000% better when I left that place. And I say that to you in all seriousness. I've done it more than a few times.
In the fall of 1960, a part of Arlington that used to be just a strip of pastureland began to change radically. What was happening was Six Flags Over Texas, one of the rash of amusement parks to be built in the wake of the phenomenal success of Disneyland in California. Smaller than Disneyland, with a historical theme, Six Flags was to have a wholesome atmosphere. It was to be immaculately clean and staffed primarily by bright young college students. It was a successful formula. Six Flags opened in August 1961, and in the years that followed, it generated nearly 18 million visitors and $200 million in tourist revenues. A few years ago, it replaced the Alamo as the #1 tourist attraction in the state. Depending on who you talk to, a tourist dollar turns over 3 to 7 times in a community. Or put another way, the nearly 2 million Six Flags visitors each year spend something like $280 for each Arlington resident. With Six Flags' success, it is perhaps only logical that Arlington city fathers, and those in neighboring Grand Prairie as well, wanted to expand the tourist business. Arlington Mayor Tom Vandergriff, the real power behind almost any movement in the mid-cities, suggested Seven Seas, a sea park that initially was to have been operated by Great Southwest Corporation, operators of Six Flags. But financial problems forced the city of Arlington to not only build the sea park, but also to operate it. Seven Seas profits, as well as those from adjacent Arlington Stadium, home of the new Texas Rangers, will go into the city's general fund. Also in the works for Arlington is a walk-through religious panorama called The Way. Over in Grand Prairie, just a short distance from Six Flags, is Lion Country Safari, an exotic animal drive-through park which will open in May, and the Southwestern Historical Wax Museum, which will move from the State Fair to Grand Prairie also in May. What the parks seem to have in common is a bulldozer approach to tourism. Tear down the scenery that is available, bland as it may be, and replace it with something brand new and exciting. After all, more Americans visited amusement parks last year than saw all the horse races, all the major and minor league baseball games, and all the college and professional football and basketball games in the United States combined.
Basically, the interest that we are seeking and that we're getting is an attraction that would be suitable and desirable for a family-type enjoyment. We feel that those things that are compatible with family coexistence are the things that we want to display and to have in our city and to be a part of our city.
What is the city's involvement in bringing these amusement businesses to Grand Prairie?
Well, our primary interest, of course, is to bring more people into our area. We first want them to see our city and to enjoy the city as it is. In addition to that, though, we are contemplating that it will help our local business to a great degree. It will provide more employment for our local people, and particularly the young people that are in our city.
We're after what this means to the personality of our community, to the economy of the community. Think of all the motor hotels, the restaurants, the service stations, the subsidiary enterprises that are living, breathing things in our community because of tourism. And we think it is a clean industry. There is nothing unsavory related to it. It has all the pluses, and as we view it, no minuses.
Idea of what's come since or is going to come. What effect did Six Flags